What is up guys, Greedy Knight here with the Charge Blade Guru Guide. I'll be going over the endgame for Charge Blade in the title updates and how to fine tune the weapon. If you haven't seen my other guides, they will be linked down below along with the spreadsheet for this video. Let's get into it. In preparation for title update 5, we will optimize Charge Blade sets. That means taking a look at every Charge Blade, augment, and skill combination. The Charge Blade spreadsheet is a tabulated form of every Charge Blade in the game, complete with sharpness links down to blue sharpness. In Master Rank, you should not be dropping down to green since it will be Bounce City, hence only the purple, white, and blue values. It is best practice to run weapons with at least a combined unit count of 40 white and purple sharpness out of the box for Spinning Axe. Since augments tack on additional 10 units onto every weapon, a lot of weapons are viable candidates for buzzsawing. I ranked the weapons based on the Super Spam sets and the Risen Spinning Axe sets with all of their modifiers included in the equation. The hit zones are 45 for cutting and 20 for element. Rachna, Vague, Narwa, Frostycan, and Valstrax are the meta for both Super Spam and Spinning Axe. If you want to run Impact File, Rathalos, Mitsutune, Tobikadachi, Kushala, and Shigaru Magala are the Impact File with element weapons of choice. Chaotic Gore Magala Charge Blade requires you to run the Arc Helm or the Chaotic Greaves in order to make full use of its affinity-based gimmick. Status and pure raw weapons don't hold a candle to any of the element weapons in terms of damage. The only matchups you are forced to use raw weapons are Gyarados and Valstrax. When you look at the math, element makes up roughly half of the damage for a double chop, which is why element wins when it comes to endgame. The best augment for both playstyles ends up being max element and 1 level of attack, which is only contested by Elembane on appropriate matchups of 25 or higher on a hit zone. Similarly, raw weapons need to max out on attack and nothing else. Affinity is a bad augment since the Risen set comes baked in with 75 affinity and only serves to increase the consistency of your crits, not provide an actual boost. Lastly, the Handicraft augment should never be run since the skill is more than enough. While certainly not a meta choice, Defense Grinder is a solid level 1 decoration, so you do not need to upgrade any level 1 weapons to level 2 slots for the anti-species decorations. This is because you will be ignoring the sharpness consumption of your guard while Defense Grinder is equipped. When tanking a multi-hit attack, you won't be losing a shred of sharpness. The Dragon Conversion set is optimal, so we won't be messing with that in this video. While it is ideal to run every skill at max power, you only have the 2 free level 4 slots on the Risen Spinning Axe set, so you pick the decoration lineup with the most damage. The optimal decorations for this particular set is Burst level 3 and Maximum Might level 3 for weapons at 0 affinity. For weapons with natural 10 affinity or more, you run Burst 3 with Element Crit Up level 2 for the 10% elemental boost on chops and ticks. Spinning Axe treats Max Might and Burst as flat boosts since it can maintain both conditions during a spinning chop, which is why they are recommended over the conditional skills like Peak Performance and Resentment. Handicraft works for weapons with access to purple sharpness within 2 levels of the skill, and it provides less damage than the optimal decorations. It should only be used in conjunction with optimal decorations, not instead of them. Lastly, you can run quality of life skills like Rapid Morph and Load Shells if you don't want to min-max damage. I've covered a bunch of techs over the course of 3+ Charge Blade guides, but the following combos / techs are just another set of tools to add to your kit. For this first one, you hit X after ready stance, then combo a charge slash to get your yellow energy, followed to reset your condensed spinning slash. When running low on shield charge, load your files into shield instead, then repeat the yellow energy into CSS loop. Without load shells, this is a 3-file loop that minimizes your time spent in Sword and Shield mode while refueling your files. With Element File being the meta, that's 70 plus damage you would be missing out on each file. Every third condensed spinning slash chop regenerates a file. Any double chop duplicates your files, maximizing your file damage output. Yellow energy provides 3 files, enables 3 double chops, inflicts 6 files worth of damage, and regenerates 2 files. Eventually, you will get down to 1 file, which can be looped infinitely instead of morphing back to Sword and Shield to refuel. Any ordered combination of double chop and X can produce an infinite file loop that will let you stay in X mode as long as you connect all your chops and have shield charge. You can mix in the advanced X chop with morphing advanced double chops to reposition while maintaining your file count. The best time to burn through your files is during a knockdown where you can spam ready stance and land all of your double chops without any resistance, maximizing your damage as well. The main reason you want to stay in axe mode for as long as possible is because the double chop is the highest damage move for spinning axe. By effectively negating your sword and shield mode, you could use ready stance to stay in axe mode and just buzzsaw the monster until you run out of shield and have to recharge. Wirebug chaining has existed since release, but only now becomes reliable with the combination of Wind Mantle and Wirebug Whisper level 3. You can spam Wirebugs indefinitely, opening up the battlefield to a flurry of morphing advances, ready stances, and other Soakbind attacks. There are two main methods, using the swap to cancel the end lag after a Wirebug, or use an evade. Both will let you chain a second Wirebug afterwards. By the time you finish the second Wirebug, another one is ready to go, so you can pop a third Soakbind attack if the need arises. This is the reason why I don't run Evade Extender my sets, because I have 3 morphing advances in my back pocket. The only drawback with Wind Mantle is that you have to activate a Soakbind attack first, and then you have to buzzsaw the monster to activate the increase. Once you start buzzsawing, you will also activate Powder Mantle, Intrepid Heart, and Burst all at the same time. You spam firing pins to generate infinite red shield charge. The basic charge slash combo into X input plants 3 pins. When detonated, it converts to 30 seconds of recharged shield charge. At worst, you will extend your shield charge by a few minutes. At best, you will never run out of shield charge so long as your sword charge is maintained, which is what you use counter peak for. Element slash is your fastest option out of a counter peak, so you use it whenever you counter anything but a roar or an attack without a follow-up. Element Slash provides Mind's Eye and you pop 100 damage per pin using meta sets, so it's worth recharging your sword over the course of a hunt. Solo hunts take about 5 to 6 minutes with optimal play, resulting in 5 to 6 recharges, while online hunts take around 10 plus minutes, resulting in 10 plus recharges. Target guarding is useful for monsters that charge around at the speed of sound. You have to lock onto your target or this tech will not work. You hold guard and forward, tank the hit, then tap the target button to 360 towards the monster's follow-up attack. If a monster jumps behind you, this will be a useful and safe reaction to any of their follow-ups. In general, if you can't track a monster, holding down guard and forward will keep you safe now that you can cover every angle as you spam L to swivel in the monster's direction. Against monsters that disappear, you have to wait until their icon is highlighted again before you can lock onto them again. A variation of this tech would be to use the target first and then pop a ready stance so that you could guard the incoming attack or beam. This is where we put everything together. Here is the matchup spread for Charge Blade. You should have a Fire, Water, Thunder, Ice, and Dragon set for both Spinning Axe and Super Spam for each matchup as necessary. You should have 11 sets minimum. Raw matchups are technically the worst for Charge Blade, but you use the Blast Spinning Axe set since the 100 plus explosions act as an elemental substitute. Slot in Teostra Soul Rampage decoration for the extra blast damage. Gyarados and Valstrax end up being the only 2 raw matchups. Barroth used to be placed here as well, but after realizing he has an ice weakness regardless of mud armor, he has been moved to the ice super spam category. Super spam isn't universally strong since a lot of monsters have jank elemental hit zones, so it requires a good amount of skill to target favorable hit zones, or you can hop over to Spinning Axe to make the matchup easier with precision. In general, you use Super Spam if you can pop your files on the monster's good hit zones consistently. Mobile monsters, slim monsters, and monsters with bad hit zones deny the SAED by punishing your lengthy animation, dodging your files, or just resisting your elemental power. Spinning Axe fills in the gap that Super Spam leaves behind by specializing in precision and constant damage. Mobile monsters are snuffed out by Morphing Advance, and your follow-up buzzsaw, some monsters can't avoid the wide-reaching circle of your double chops, and monsters with bad elemental hit zones drop to blast and raw weapons. It's not a question of should I main super spam or spinning axe, but rather which playstyle and set do I use against a given monster. This video is specifically for content up to Title Update 4. I will update the spreadsheets for Title Update 5 and create new DPS charts if there is anything crazy in the next update. Treat this guide as a checklist of stuff to have and know before you dip into the last part of the DLC. Like if this video was useful to you, consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Comment down below anything that I missed. That's all I got for this one. Greedy Knight, signing out.